This is Valley News Live at 5.
We have a single-engine light plane pilot strap. We are performing extrication with West Fargo Rural at this time.
Tonight with breaking news, as you heard, a plane has crashed north of 12th Avenue North in West Fargo. Valley News Team's Bailey Hurley is there live now. Bailey, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Mike, we just spoke with the West Fargo Fire Chief Dan Fuller. He says that the call came in just before 4 o'clock this afternoon for a single-engine plane crash that crashed in a soybean field off of 12th Avenue Northwest and 26th Street Northwest. Crews got on scene about 5 to 6 minutes later, and Dan Fuller says luckily he's had training before in extraction of people of planes. He said it was very difficult for his team, but they were able to do it. It took about 40 minutes for them to get that male pilot out of the plane. The chief says that pilot has extensive damage to his legs. He says that plane went nose down into that soybean field. His legs were pinned. They were able to extract him, and we did see an ambulance with lights and sirens heading towards a local hospital. At this point, we don't know anything more than a man around his 60s. We don't have any extent of injuries. Besides that, it looked terrible. We'll continue to keep you updated. We should be able to get you closer to the scene when I check back in with you around 5:30. Live in West Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
All right, thanks, Bailey. Keep us posted. Another crash to report tonight. This one, a pilot is dead after hitting a high voltage line while spraying crops early this morning. Investigators say it happened in Emmons County, about an hour southeast of Bismarck. That aircraft crashed into a field after hitting the line. The name of the pilot has not yet been released. And investigators are finding clues about what went wrong in a deadly Minnesota plane crash, this taking place southeast of the Twin Cities. The National Transportation Safety Board found pieces of the tail of the plane away from the rest of the crash, indicating it might have fell off mid-flight. The crash killed everyone on board, including 2 doctors and one of their wives. The plane went down this past Saturday in Victoria, Minnesota. The search for rain continues without much luck. While there may be chances for some moisture some places, it could include stormy conditions as well. Let's get the latest on what's happening right now from Hutch. Hutch?
Thanks so much. Good evening, everyone. We definitely got some significant rain showers for our northern counties last night, but many of us here in the south saw quiet conditions. There's some clouds building into the Devil's Lake Basin, by the way. Your area could see some showers yet before we head into the overnight hours. Last night's storms dumping some significant hail on Wells County. Thanks for all of your photos and a lot of rain as well. Check this out. Thief River Falls, over 3.5 inches of rain. Thanks, Elizabeth. Temperatures are sizzling hot. It is 90 degrees in Fargo right now, 77 in Langdon. Areas that did not get rain are suffering with that heat once again. Here is a look at the big change today. You notice the humidity is gone, out of here. Gone from the air you can wear down into dew points in the 40s. That's extremely dry air. That's not good news for this moisture heading our way from our friends in Saskatchewan. As that works its way over us, any raindrops falling through that dry air, many of them may evaporate, but some will see some rain. More on that in a minute. Right now, s'mores day? Are you kidding me? Yes, I'll have s'more, please, as we take a look at your rain chances. Mainly up to the north this evening. Temperatures in the near 60-degree range for many by morning, but the evening looks pretty warm and breezy, so don't let your s'more blow away, Mike.
Got to believe those folks up in the north were glad to see all that rain.
Absolutely, as are we.
All right, thanks so much. The civil case against a downtown bar and hotel now in the hands of a jury as it decides if staff could have anticipated and stopped 2 violent assaults in May of 2017. This afternoon, the Hotel Donaldson security expert took the stand, stating no amount of procedures or protocols could have helped bar staff from preventing 45-year-old Jamie Grant's death or Christopher Sang's traumatic brain injury.
The situation, as we've discussed, unfolded very quickly, so I think that everyone was acting as best they could and in a reasonable manner.
Dumba also stated that Hodo staff de-escalated the fight between Darren Patterson and Grant and Sang, as well as called 911, which she stated was all reasonable procedure would ask for. Jurors are expected to continue their deliberations tomorrow morning. Reaction continues to pour in following the stunning announcement out of New York today, where embattled Governor Andrew Cuomo, once considered the darling of the Democratic Party, will leave office in 2 weeks amid growing accusations that he violated state and federal laws and acted inappropriately with members of his staff. Jay Gray has the very latest.
It is your best interest that I must serve.
After months of allegations and an investigation that alleged he sexually harassed 11 women, including 9 state employees, this morning, facing possible impeachment, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announces his resignation.
I think that given the circumstances, the best way I can help now is if I step aside and let government get back to governing.
Disputing many of the allegations outlined in the investigative report, Cuomo says his behavior was taken out of context while acknowledging he has been too familiar with people and that his sense of humor can be insensitive and off-putting. It has been an incredibly rapid fall from grace for the governor, considered a rising superstar in the Democratic Party after his initial response to the pandemic. With allegations coming to light, Cuomo lost significant support not only inside the State House, but within the national party. President Biden, who last week called for him to step down today, acknowledging Cuomo politically has been an effective leader, but that he had to go.
Thought he's done a hell of a job. And, both on everything from access to voting to infrastructure, the whole range of things. That's why it's so sad.
After a 14-day transition period, Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul will become the first female governor of New York. On social media, she says she agrees with the decision and is prepared to lead as New York State's 57th governor. As the state's 56th governor now retreats with no clear flight plan moving forward. Jay Gray, NBC.
Hochul said today, "I agree with Governor Cuomo's decision to step down. It's the right thing to do in the best interest of New Yorkers." After months of negotiations, the U.S. Senate has passed a $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill. 19 Republicans joined Democrats in its passage. The legislation now heads to the House, where its fate isn't clear. The package includes investments in key parts of President Biden's physical infrastructure priorities, like roads, bridges, and highways, as well as broadband. A condominium in Miami, Florida has been evacuated after it was determined to be unsafe. An evacuation notice was posted at the entrance of the building last night. Miami's building director said repairs were made to several columns at the condo, but city inspectors later determined that the work was, quote, not adequate, and eventually ordered the evacuation. The move comes after the partial collapse of another condo building in Surfside, Florida. That tragedy claimed the lives of 98 people. As more children and teachers head back to the classroom, the debate over whether to wear a mask shows no signs of slowing down. Governors in Texas and Florida have even forbidden school districts from putting mandates in place. But with increasing numbers of children hospitalized for COVID, some are willing to risk even their paycheck to defy states' orders. Steve Nannis has the latest.
Are you going to bully him into wearing your mask?
Protesters gathered outside a school board meeting Tuesday morning in Broward County, Florida, as the district voted to defy an executive order by Governor Ron DeSantis and implement a school mask mandate.
We want to take masks off our children. That should be our choice. You choose to mask your children, fine.
So far, at least 2 districts in the state say they will.
We were advised to start school with all the mitigation factors that we could employ, and masking was one of them.
Even with Governor DeSantis doubling down and threatening to withhold superintendent and school board pay if they do.
We're going to do whatever we can to vindicate the rights of parents.
Some school districts in Texas also pushing back against the same executive order from their governor and say they will require masks for students and staff.
If we don't do anything, it could go as many as 2,000 new cases every day by the end of the month. So I felt it was time to step in.
Medical experts say the mandates are necessary to keep those too young to get vaccinated safe, with increasing numbers of children being hospitalized with COVID.
I'm sorry. I mean, I know people must like to have their individual freedom and not be told to do something, but I think we're in such a serious situation now that under certain circumstances, mandates should be done.
I'm Steve Nannis reporting.
Concert goers for Summerfest in Wisconsin will have to show proof of vaccination for COVID-19 or present a negative test for entry. The annual concert festival will be held this year over several weekends in Milwaukee. Traditionally, Summerfest has been held over a 10-day period in July, but the pandemic changed all that. If someone is not vaccinated, a negative COVID-19 test result must be obtained within the 72 hours prior to attending the festival. In West Fargo, police have announced 2 safe spot swaps, which are parking spots under 24-hour surveillance outside of the police and fire department. Officials say the goal is to provide safe places for people to exchange online purchases or provide a neutral location for child custody exchanges in an effort to reduce thefts or robberies and to promote overall safety. Speaking of safety, are your kids' car seats installed properly? According to Safe Kids Worldwide, over half of all car seats are not used or installed the right way. To help keep kids safe, the West Fargo Fire Department is joining police in offering free car seat safety checks. An appointment can be made between 9 and 3 by calling the West Fargo Fire or Police Department. Are you up for some free food? You're going to have a little bit of luck on your side. Details later on Valley News Live at 5.
And some rain, a lot of rain in our northern county is basically south of Highway 200. Nothing at all, but some measuring 1 to 4 inches. In fact, numerous reports from last night's thunderstorms. I'll have hour-by-hour details on some showers this evening and that weekend outlook right after this.